Hi there, and welcome to a pick a card reading on decisions and choices. So if you are looking for additional guidance or inspiration before making your decision, I hope that you will find the information that you're looking for in today's reading. It's a general read and I will keep it that way, so please listen to your intuition and apply the messages to your specific situation. It is also timeless, so whenever it finds you, if it resonates with you, then it is your reading at this time, okay? For each of the pictures that you could choose from, I will be doing a basic 5-card spread. We will be looking at the energy that wants to flow freely, the energy that is restricting it from flowing freely, and the internal and external influences, and then the advice, okay? So without further ado, if you chose picture number 1, then this is what the cards have to say about your situation, okay? That was quick. The energy that wants to flow freely. You have the Tower. So we're starting with the high note. The Tower is a card of liberation. So you want to free yourself from whatever situation that you're in. It may be freeing yourself from a job that is not serving you anymore, or is not giving you satisfaction, something that restricts you, meaning you're not able to apply your skills and talents in the way that you would want. You're not decisive enough as you would want to be. It may be leaving a relationship behind, or your own restrictions, mental restrictions, thinking patterns, right? The Tower is scary for many people, but there's no reason to be afraid of the Tower card. It may be unexpected and it may be sudden, it may shake up your ground, but ultimately it leads to freedom. It is about liberation. The restrictions are collapsing and we can move forward, right? As long as we sit in the Tower, we are blocked. The moment that the Tower collapses, we are free to move away, to pursue whatever it is that we dream of, okay? So I really feel that you really desire liberation. You want to be free, but for some reason I think you are afraid of the unknown, of what may happen, of the external world. We tend to be stuck on things that are known to us. So even if a situation is not really giving us any satisfaction, like emotionally or creatively, okay, we may tend to stick to what we know rather than pursue the unknown, okay? The Tower is about not resisting the change. In fact, it says you initiate it. You should be the one to initiate the change, okay? So don't wait for that divine thunder to strike the Tower and free you. You have that divine spark in you to liberate yourself, because only then you can control the way the Tower collapses, right? So you want to free yourself from whatever your situation is. We may further clarify, but let's move forward for now. What is the energy that restricts you? What is the energy that restricts you? I really like the Tower card, exactly because, you know, the card that comes before the Tower is the Devil, which is being held in captivity, and in captivity of some kind of a toxic situation or a toxic person, okay? It can be about addictions, but it can be about our own toxic ways of thinking, so the restrictions that we put on ourselves. And then the Tower is all about liberation, but that liberation sometimes may need to be sudden. It may need to be like a revolution, okay? Sometimes we need revolution to move forward, but it really says don't resist the change. In fact, you initiate it. So what restricts you? What restricts your energy? We have the Page of Cups and we have the Seven of Cups. The Page of Cups is someone very creative and open to unusual, open to unknown, someone who is inspired almost by everything that surrounds it, okay? Now, when it comes to something that restricts you, then I think You know, you are afraid of dreaming big. You are simply afraid to have big dreams. I don't know, maybe because you feel not worthy of dreaming big. With the Seven of Cups, that is a card of dreaming. That is a card of creating visions, envisioning, daydreaming about what is it that you want. It's also a card of choosing options, okay, and also a card of confusion or illusion, okay. So when it comes to the energy that is restricting you is, first of all, being afraid to dream big, being afraid of the unknown, of that unusual, but also being afraid of making the wrong choice, right? Hello, we are in the choices and decisions reading, right? But it is about being afraid to make the wrong choice. So you have options to choose from, and the responsibility to make the right choices in your hands, right? You may be afraid of that responsibility. There are things that you dream of. You are in a dreamy state. You are daydreaming about something, about this liberation, whatever it is for you, but at the same time, because it's restricting you, you are afraid of dreaming too big. You may think, I must be crazy to dream about something like this. Whatever it is, again, right? It may be a creative project, it may be a relationship, a new job, a business idea. I think that someone out there really has beautiful dreams and is simply thinking that you must have lost your mind to dream something like this. Let's look deeper. What are the internal influences? The key internal influences impacting you. See? That's exactly what I said. Seven of Swords and the Fool. So with the Seven of Swords, it's a self-sabotage. Okay? You are holding yourself back. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. That leap of faith, that new beginning that I want, it's too big. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not good enough to do it. I'm not skilled enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not attractive enough. Okay, whatever it is for you. You are lacking self-belief and holding yourself back. So instead of initiating the tower moment and initiating the change, you are actually holding yourself in captivity because you don't believe in yourself. And this is, with the Fox energy, this is your trickster mind, right? Your ego human mind that is just whispering in your head, you're not good enough. You're gonna fail. Okay, you don't know what's out there. The Fool is all about not being afraid of the unknown. It's taking the leap of faith towards unknown with enthusiasm and childlike joy. Okay, it's like embarking on an adventure. So instead of being instead of looking at your situation as a possibility of a great and joyful adventure, and being enthusiastic towards, because that's what we feel when we think about adventure, usually we will be enthusiastic about it. Instead of looking at your situation as a possibility for a great and joyful adventure, you're looking at your situation as great unknown that is causing fear. You are afraid of a new beginning because you don't know where it will lead you. But you have visions, you know what it is that you want. You dream of things, you have visions in your head, but you're just afraid to reach for them. Okay? Are there any external influences impacting your situation? Are there any external influences impacting your current situation? The Hierophant. Okay, so the Hierophant is about education, but it's also about traditions, okay? There may be some kind of traditions, including religious, for someone out there that may be restricting you. What will others say? What will my parents say, perhaps, okay? You may be trying to free yourself from a relationship, from a marriage, in fact, that is restricting you, that feels like the tower that you're held captive in. And you dream about being free from it. But with the self-sabotage talk, I cannot do it, I'm afraid of the unknown, right? It's a huge leap of faith. That's your inner talk, but at the same time, externally, some kind of traditions are restricting you, okay? So as I said, it may be religious. What will my family say, okay? But it may be education as well. External factor, meaning you may think that you are not educated enough if it's work-related for someone out there. That you don't have the knowledge that you need. Okay, now the Hierophant is also someone who has that connection to higher knowledge, right? Not religious related, but just that higher knowing, like intuition, right? So he holds the key to that wisdom. That external influence may be that there may be people who are telling you. I do think that for some of you out there, it may be actual people that are telling you, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you may be trying to listen to your intuition, and there are people who are trying to discourage you. Like, intuition is bullshit, okay? You should be following education, tradition, just dry facts. Intuition doesn't exist, okay? There are many people like this who think that our inner voice is just, as I said, bullshit. So it may be traditions, religious restrictions, or actual people who are discouraging you. What is the advice? What is the advice, please? Okay, that is a little too much. Can we get the advice card, please? Okay, come on, please. What is the advice, please? Thank you. The Devil. Very specific card for the advice, but what did I say about the Tower? The Devil comes before the Tower, and it's about holding yourself in captivity of a toxic situation, of a toxic relationship, toxic people, your own toxic thinking patterns. Now, the thing with the Devil is that the chains that the Devil is putting on us are very loose. And in fact, we can just take them off if we want to. So the Devil means that we are holding ourselves in that captivity, okay? We may feel that we are being held in captivity by someone or something, by a situation, but in fact, it's us who keep ourselves stuck. That's why I said, don't resist the change, but in fact, initiate it. Your advice is take those chains off your neck or your feet, okay? Free yourself up. Leave toxic people behind. Don't listen to toxic talk if that's the case for you. If there are people discouraging you, you cannot do it. You cannot listen to people like this. You need to listen to your inner voice, your intuition, your heart. Free yourself up, and you need to do it immediately. Okay, the longer you allow the Devil to keep you, the harder it will get, the harder it will be to free yourself. Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, but see, there's that moth in the middle of the heart. Your heart is yearning, it's just screaming for change. You are the only one who can take those painful swords out of your heart. You dream of that change, and you are the only one who can make it. Initiate the change. Free yourself up from whatever it is that is holding you back. And instead of self-sabotaging yourself, just take that leap of faith and embark on a new adventure. Instead of looking at it as the great unknown that is full of darkness and monsters, whatever you are afraid of, be enthusiastic about a new opening, okay? And just create your own adventure and embark on it, okay? I'll leave it there, and we will move to picture number 2. Let me just choose the deck. Okay, so if you chose picture number 2, this is what the cards have to say about your situation, starting with the energy that wants to flow freely. What is the energy that wants to flow freely in your specific situation? Please show us the energy that, okay, that is definitely too much. Please show us the energy that wants to flow freely. So we have very strong Cups energy. We have the 4 of Cups and we have the 9 of Cups. So with the 4 of Cups, there is something that you are discontent about, something that you may be missing in your life, okay? Something you aren't happy about. It may be missing something, it may be missing someone, but there's that feeling of being alone or lacking something. Now with the 4 of Cups, a very specific thing about this card is that we may be discontent about something that actually is just around the corner, or we actually already have it, but we are so focused on not having it that we don't notice that it's at the reach of our hands, okay? Now with the 9 of Cups, just like with the 9 of Coins, to me the main aspect of this card is self-made. In this particular case with Cups, it's a self-made happiness, self-made emotional satisfaction, okay? It can be any area of your life. Remember, it can be job, your financial situation, a relationship, family, business, creative projects, okay? Whatever that is. It seems that there is an energy that wants to flow freely, meaning you really want to be happy. And you want that self-made happiness, but for some reason, there is that aspect of being discontent and perhaps not realizing that this happiness that you are looking for is, as I said, at the reach of your hand, or it's very close. Okay, it's attainable for you, but there's that focus on not having it. Okay, even when you look at those cards, she's so focused on looking into the water, into her own reflection. She's not realizing that this is behind her back, right behind her back. It may be a person that you are not realizing. But it can be really anything. It's just that the energy that wants to flow freely is your happiness, and you have the resources for that emotional satisfaction, but it's not flowing freely because you are blocked and focused on the aspect of missing something, being discontent, being unhappy, and being stagnant. 4 of Cups is a card of being in stagnation. Okay? So let's look deeper and see what is the energy that restricts that free flow. What is the energy that restricts you? Okay, again, definitely too many cards. Okay, we got 2, so let's go with them. We have the 3 of Wands and the Page of Cups. So again, we have that Cups energy, but starting with the Three of Wands, that is the card of growth through adventure. The Three of Wands is that stage in our life where after the Two of Wands, which is making a choice, choosing the direction that you want to invest yourself in, the direction that you want to move your life towards. It's seeing the first result of making that choice, and again, as I said, growth through adventure. So you can see that person is looking from above at all that landscape. So there's an aspect of looking at things from a higher perspective already, right? The Page of Cups is someone who is very creative, inspired by almost everything that surrounds them, open to unusual, open to unknown, but definitely a very creative and emotionally open person. Now, when we look at this as the energy that is restricting you, I think you are missing that higher perspective with the Three of Wands, and that is caused by the fact that there is a lack of openness with the Page of Cups, okay? And that makes perfect sense, because I said with the Four of Cups, you see, she's so focused on looking at her own reflection in the water that she's not seeing that those emotional resources that she's currently missing are actually right behind her. So if she only looked around, and instead of focusing on her own reflection or on that thing that she's missing, if she only looked around, she would notice the possibilities that are around her, and that is exactly what is happening with the Three of Wands being the restriction card. You are lacking that higher perspective. You are too focused on that something that you miss, something you think is missing from your life, something that you are unhappy about, something that keeps you stagnant, and you don't see all those possibilities that are ahead of you, that beautiful landscape, so many directions that you can move towards, right? And that emotional openness, because again, there's such a focus on what is missing that there is no emotional openness. She's emotionally closed, even though the thing that she really wants is just at the reach of her hand. Okay? So definitely taking a step back, taking that bird's view perspective on your situation. It can be, for example, someone. You may talk to someone who can show you, because they are not, for example, emotionally engaged in your situation. They can objectively, they can help you look at your situation objectively. But emotional openness must come from you. So you must be emotionally open, okay? Instead of closing yourself, you must be emotionally open to notice and accept the opportunities that are around you. Let's see what are the internal influences. The Fool. So you want a new beginning. You do want a new beginning, but you are not taking active steps towards it. You know, with the Fool card, it's all about taking the leap of faith, right? It's all about jumping into an adventure, right? The Fool is adventurous. He is not afraid of the unknown, he or she, it's not gender specific, and perceives his situation as that potential for adventure. What I said with the Three of Wands, growth through adventure. So you want a new beginning, but at the same time, you're not doing anything towards creating your new beginning, creating your own adventure. Okay, that creating your own adventure is actually repeating itself. If you want to go back and see pile number 1, that was also there, even though the message was a little different. But creating your own adventure, and first of all, noticing the opportunities but taking action. This is stagnation. The focus is on what is missing, not on what is available around. So you want a new beginning, but at the same time it seems that you are just waiting for this new beginning to be given to you, to come miraculously. And it can be a kind of a miracle, but you need to look around to see the options that you have. Okay? Is there anything else about the internal influences? The Five of Pentacles. So this is exactly the card of missing. See? I don't know if you can see that well, but she's, sitting with her head down in her arms, not looking around. Exactly what is happening in the Four of Cups card. Not noticing the options that are around you, the possibilities that you have. Sitting in stagnation, missing something, missing someone. It can be anything, right? You may be unhappy in your current workplace. You may be unhappy in a relationship. You may be unhappy being single. Okay? You may be unhappy with your creative projects, your business, whatever that is. And the Five of Pentacles in this case is very similar to the Four of Cups, so it just confirms what I said. You want a new beginning, you want things to change. Change quite drastically. With the Fool, it's like a completely new beginning. But at the same time, you are not doing anything to create or reach out for that new beginning, but you just want to be given a new beginning, and unfortunately, that's not how things work. Right? We need to be open. See how the Fool is standing with her arms spread wide. So she's open for receiving. Her arms are closed. She's closed to receiving. She's just sitting there waiting. Okay? Are there any external influences that are impacting you, your situation? Please show us the external influences. Thank you. Two of Cups. Okay, so primarily the Two of Cups is obviously a card of like soulmate connection, a destined connection, a twin flame. So it may be very specifically related to a relationship. It may be a specific message related to romantic partnerships, okay, with the Two of Cups. You may be unhappy, missing someone. You may be unhappy being single, as I said. But at the same time, I feel that, again, that you are extremely closed to noticing what surrounds you. Okay, the Two of Cups obviously doesn't have to be a romantic partnership. It can be any kind of a destined connection, okay? It may be a friend. In fact, it may be a person that has good intentions towards you, meaning someone that is actually trying to help you open up. Not only open up to receive, but open up in the sense of looking around and noticing the opportunities that you have. And I really feel good energy from this card, that there may be a person around you that is actually trying to help you get out of the stagnation that you're in. Can we see a little bit more information about the Two of Cups, please? What is the Two of Cups? Okay, that is again a little too many cards. Please clarify further the Two of Cups. Oh, come on, please. we go. Okay, so the first one is the High Priestess as the external influence. Let's see what else showed up. And the Hangman. Okay, so you got two major arcanas. You know, the Hangman is exactly that new perspective, right? Changing your perspective, looking at things from a different angle. The High Priestess is someone who is very in tune with their intuition, with their inner wisdom. I really do think that there is someone who's trying to help you change your perspective, but for some reason you're extremely stuck and stubborn in the way that you perceive your situation. But I think there is someone who really cares for you. It doesn't have to be romantic, it can be a friend or a family member. But there is someone who's really trying to get you out of that stuck place. Someone who's trying to explain to you that there are so many options around you if you just look at your situation from like this bird's view. If you just take a couple steps back and look at your situation from a distance, okay? And that person knows what they're saying. They are very in tune with their intuition, with their inner wisdom. And what I said previously, it does feel that they have that objective view on your situation, so you would be encouraged to really listen to that person. I think you have some good advisor there, okay? But for someone out there, it may be your own intuition, okay? With the Two of Cups being the card of self-love, so it may be your own inner voice. I know that we are looking at external influences, but it does feel that for someone out there, it may be your own inner voice that is speaking to you, but you're just blocking it and not listening. For others, it will be someone who is trying to help you. So you have a good soul over there that is trying to help you get out of your stagnation. Okay, what is your advice then? What is the advice here? It seems quite self-explanatory, right? Look from the higher perspective, listen to your intuition, listen to a good friend that may be around you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. First of all, that is a new beginning, right? But with the Ace of Pentacles, the thing is, the key thing about the Ace of Pentacles is whether we notice it and then reach out for it. This is exactly what we are discussing from the very beginning of this spread, right? With the Four of Cups being so focused on what you miss, that you don't realize the resources and the possibilities that are around you. Then we had the Five of Pentacles, which is missing something and not realizing that help, support, or opportunities are just around the corner. And that is exactly the tricky part of the Ace of Pentacles. So it presents to us, there's an opportunity. It's like a seed in the garden that can grow beautiful results if we only not mistake it for illusion and we actually decide to reach out for it. And that's your advice. There are beautiful opportunities around you. With the Ace of Pentacles, that is exactly the new beginning that you are dreaming of, and it's extremely close. It's at the reach of your hand, and you need to notice it. So you really need to change your perspective and get yourself out of that stagnation. Instead of being focused on what you miss, look around and see how many possibilities are available to you. Only you can do it. Whoever that is trying to help you can talk as much as they want, but that decision is only in your hands, okay? And I'll leave it there because we're at 18 minutes. So I hope that this was helpful and I hope that you enjoyed. I would be honored if you decided to hit that subscribe button, and I really hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, please take care of yourself. Bye.